Thanks. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you a little more about, get to know you, see how you got into swimming and PASA. So yeah, just tell me a little bit about.
Well, I guess first, my parents like wanted me to like get some exercise, but like I guess they were like protective and didn't want me to like get like hurt or anything. So they chose like swimming, which is like I guess the least like physical contact sport.
Yeah, and it's also kind of a closed
Good.
environment where it's not like you're on the street biking with cars
Yeah.
and so forth. Oh,
And like
cool.
it's also like good like exercise.
Yeah, it's really good exercise. So how long have you been doing it?
Since like I was like 5 or 6.
5 or 6, and you're 14 now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what high school are you going to?
I got a gun.
You're gonna go? Oh, sweet. Yeah, I went to Los Altos High a long time ago. And what other stuff? I know you have almost no spare time, but what other stuff do you like to do?
Well, I like to, I like music, and I also like reading and like just like playing with my brother, I guess.
Oh, cool. How old's your brother? Is he here too, or?
No, he's a senior.
He's a senior.
And he plays water polo.
You play water polo? A gun?
Yeah.
And what was I going to mention? Did you were mentioning music.
Yeah.
So what kind of music? And
Well,
I'm assuming
I
you
like-
play an instrument too, probably.
I like classical, except I also like jazz too.
Oh,
I guess jazz is like exciting and like the improv is like interesting. Like,
pretty amazing.
See what all these like incredible musicians can like come up with.
Yeah, I was all I know is like Randy Marsalis.
Yeah.
And do you play piano?
No,
What instrument did you play?
for jazz
Or just for your music?
well, I played alto sax. for
Oh, you
jazz.
play alto sax? Sweet. Awesome. So are you also doing orchestra stuff with sax
At school.
at school?
Well, I don't play alto sax for school.
That's cool. Oh, cool. Anyway, yeah, I used to do some music too, so I was more into the classical.
Yeah.
I couldn't appreciate jazz like I wish I could, so I think it's great that you're doing that too. And then, what am I going to mention? Have you been healthy through your whole swimming career? Like, do you have any shoulder issues or are there any issues?
No, I haven't had any.
Cool. And health-wise, otherwise, you're good. Like,
Yeah.
nutrition's good and everything's. So what I'm doing is telling everyone I'm trying to do a 360-degree kind of everything from family life to how you got into sport, just to kind of see how understand your motivations and what drives you. So speaking of which, what's the most fun part about swimming with PASA and swimming in general?
I guess it's like completing the hard sets and like seeing like the relief on like everybody's faces and like finally like finishing it.
Yeah.
And like just like the accomplishment of like finishing it.
Yeah.
It feels like really good.
And like today, for example, like how did it go for you today? Because I didn't, you were in the far lane, so I didn't really.
Well, I think I did pretty well. And it felt good to like finish all of them and, with a group of my friends.
Yeah, and you finished all of them. That's quite an accomplishment. Were you, in terms of the goal you set, is that time standard? Is that something? Do you drop that as the season progresses? Because was that race pace, for example?
Yeah.
Like those sets were done at basically race pace.
Yeah.
And what I was going to ask you in terms of goals this season, I didn't get to look at your goal sheet, but you had are you also trying to hit a time standard for the Westerns?
Probably making CCS for high school students because that's like a big goal and good for like it looks good.
Yeah,
for
to make
other people.
CCS. So that's another time standard that you make. Excellent. And on your performance profile, I was looking at everyone's got different categories, but if you could work on one thing like the most this season on a technique, what would that be on the technique side?
Probably my sprinting because I'm not really a like sprinter because like compared to like some of my teammates, my like sprinting is pretty like bad. So I think I need to work on that to like close out races and like just like work on the shorter distance races.
What's involved? In other words, do you know like what you specifically need to work on in the sprinting that would like take you to the next level? I know there's probably a number of things.
I think my tempo is pretty like slow compared to like some other people, and like I guess I need to work on like my strength, I guess.
So it's when you say tempo, that means your cadence could be faster, like your stroke rate would be faster. And then you said the other thing was just your sprint itself, meaning just work on the speed part.
Yeah.
And so what would you do first? I'm getting totally ahead of myself. What would you do first to work on improving speed?
Like speed?
Like the sprint part. Like that would if you broke it down into smaller pieces.
I would have to like work with Bruce to like see which parts I should like work on first and how to do it.
Okay.
And then after that, just like try it every day and like warm up the sets. And just work on it like every day. When I can.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that we were taught in my classes, is that when you're doing the goal setting, you break it down into obviously smaller pieces, and then you set these milestones that you want to try to hit them throughout the season, so that I finished this one piece of the sprinting, I mastered that, now I need to move on, instead of trying to work on everything at once. You kind of just break it down. So it sounds like if you work more closely with Bruce on the technique side, that would help, because so far I see you guys like working yourselves over and not having so much time to really focus on the technique. And even when you're, this is just my question for you, is when after you do like such a hard workout, isn't it pretty challenging when you're quote unquote warming down, working on your technique? Would it be challenging to be paying attention to your technique when you're kind of just tired?
Yeah, that's a pretty hard part to like, I guess, because you're trying to like, I guess you're like really focused on like the pain in your like body and stuff, so you can't really like focus like mentally
on the technique part. And did you find like the breathing at all was helpful? Like I think I need to have you practice it differently, just in terms of relaxation.
Yeah, I felt it was pretty helpful. I felt like a lot calmer and more confident.
Oh, that's great. That's totally what I was hoping for.
Because we did a little bit of it in school.
As well?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they taught us.
Oh, really? That's good. Yeah, so I'm going to be probably also working in a little bit of mindfulness, which you probably might be learning in school. I'm not sure, but I work that in too with the breathing and with the just kind of finding the zone when you're like in what we call the flow state, when you're kind of all cylinders are firing. It's in a way it's like really being in the moment, and not worrying about schoolwork, not worrying about anything in the future or the past. It's kind of like your stroke. So I'm kind of rushing this because I have to keep going. So I have another class. But do you have any questions like for me, and anything specifically you'd want to work on that I could actually maybe introduce to the class, or just?
I don't think, not really.
Yeah, really? Yeah. So, well, cool. I appreciate you meeting with me individually, and feel free anytime you have something you want to work on specifically, or and something. It can be anything at all. Just let me know, because whatever we talk about stays between us, unless you are okay with me sharing it with Bruce. I keep it confidential, and that's whatever client privilege. We keep everything confidential. So yeah. So thanks, Cyril. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think I meet with Melanie or Caitlin next.